Hi folks, Dave Harper here from Collabualism Today. So I'm just reading a book called Snare by Katharine Kerr. It's a fiction book, but again, I find lots of truth in fiction as the authors explore different possibilities and societies and opportunities, feelings, etc. And I came across this little bit that I wanted to read to you because I thought that it gives a sense of what we're going to be working with in it and working to achieve in collaboalism and the collaboalization of of our society. I won't describe the characters and that to you. I'm sure you can pick up kind of a sense of what's going on. But there's a couple of quotes I want to read. One is, "Yes, a faction," Waterwoman's voice cracked, possibly from anger. "You know not what this means to us, Choff. We agree always, not on the little questions, no, but on the big issues, Choff, always agree. We argue, we scream, we raise our heads high, but agree next soon. Now no agree not, never. Awful, awful, awful." And that's describing a break up or a breaking into different factions of a singular society that this species called the Choff had. And although they had disagreements, they always had agreement on the bigger issues. And we're kind of coming at it from collaboration and collaboalism. We're looking at this from the opposite angle. We already have a society that literally just doesn't agree on anything. And we're having to turn it around and produce a society that agrees on the bigger issues. Of course, first of all, we have to agree what the bigger issues are. And that will be a part of, I'll cover that in another video, but that'll be a part of our progression into higher vibrational states and higher consciousness awareness to define and clarify what those bigger agreements are that we need to achieve in order to bring about this collaboration of society. It sounds daunting right now simply because of the horrendous state that we seem to be in. But I believe it's possible. I believe that the developed intelligence of the species that we have reached in our three-dimensional existence, which in another video I've been calling 3D plus, this development of this intelligence of awareness that we can use to, for the first time in our known civilization's history, that we can apply to the creation of our own society and the development of our own society. So I believe this is possible. And in fact, I believe it's actually going to be easy, because once we've achieved that awareness of the higher consciousness, of what a collaboalism society will give us in benefit, then making the right decisions will be easy to do, because there'll be a critical mass of society of humanity that are aware of what the right decisions are to create the next society that we need, beyond the aggressive, anxiety-ridden society that we have found ourselves in at present. There's another quote from the same book a little later on, where two other people are talking about this outburst from Waterwoman. "I'm surprised at how badly conflict upsets her. It makes sense to me. Factions are like colonies, aren't they? Being part of a colony teaches us how to get along with the other colonies in the tribes and in the cantons. You've got families that do the same thing. Chough don't have families like we do because of their way the children grow. Of course, by the time they get back to land, the adult chough can't tell whose child is which, and the children belong to everyone. So this species, the chough, they kind of they lay eggs, and the eggs get washed out to sea, and the eggs hatch at sea alone. And their progress then is to come back into the chough society, and they come back as individuals that don't know their parents. And this reminded me of a saying which I'm sure you're aware of, is it takes a village to raise a child. And I completely believe that is the state that we need to get back to. That's what collabualism will help bring about, is the collaboration of villages amongst families to raise the children in those villages. By having children raised by the village and not owned by a parent or a family, gives the greater expression, the greater freedom to that child to develop the skills and the capabilities that they are uniquely and individually capable of developing. We have a society at the moment that parents take immense pride in what their children can do. And within collaboalisation and collaboalism, we need to get away from this ownership of our children. They are beings, they are entities, they are spiritual beings in their own right that have come here for an experience, an existence, to develop their consciousness. And as parents, and I applied this to my own children, that we are here simply to provide them a safe environment, to allow them to experience the damaging events that can occur to them while they are exploring and naive and completely open and absorbing all of life's existence. But we can help allow them to make safe decisions and make them aware of which bits are going to harm them and which bits, or how much they can interact with something safely without that harm being long term. And that is part of us as adults, as parents, as families, and as villages and communities, in recognizing how much we are limiting our children at the moment by forcing them into the consumerist, capitalist society of school and education that we currently have. So all of those approaches will need to be addressed, discussed, torn apart, enhanced, and changed once we have an agreed bigger decisions that we are working towards, a bigger vision of what life and existence and civilization can provide us while we are here in this physical life experience. So that's kind of, I just try and get an essence and a feel of where the potential is that collaboration and collaborism today can take us as we work towards the achievement of these greater possibilities and goals for a global civilization that is working for the benefit of everyone. And I hope you'll join me in progressing this idea by progressing our individual understanding of how we can enact these bigger goals, these bigger dreams, these bigger ideals. And I suppose the vision that I have for collaboration and collaborism today is pretty much utopian in a positive sense, because it's utopian in a way that is, I believe, achievable, not just a dream, a fiction, and a fluffy cloud on the horizon that stimulates a bit of motivation, but we have no hope of achieving. Indeed, as a civilization, we have to achieve it. We have to progress from where we are. And we are in a liminal moment where we are transitioning from the limits of this three-dimensional vibrational existence across into the 3D plus and the 4D higher consciousness that our species has to go through in order to keep progressing. So just some thoughts from reading that book. I shall get back to you again next time. Thank you for watching this. If you're there, any ideas, thoughts, chuck them in the comments below, if there is a comment box below. If not, you can email me. That's collabualism@gmail.com. And I look forward to conversing with you. Or check out the socials. I am working on putting together the socials so that we've got some online space to communicate, and hopefully you've found this video, if not on YouTube, within a new blog that I hope to be building in the Collaboalism Today website. Lots to be doing, lots to work on, and if anyone fancies helping out, give me a bell and I'm sure we can work something out. Thanks for now. I'll catch you all next time.